What's good, YouTube? Coming to you with that Sacramento Kings video. This team has traded their best player, DeMarcus Cousins. They went to a rebuild. They was able to get a couple top 30 picks in the process while still getting talent like Buddy Hield that has potential, star potential, a guy that can shoot the basketball, and now they're trying to form the roster around who. We have to see what they're going to do. We have to see who they're going to build around. They have a lot of nice pieces, but you only can do so much because you got to pay all those players. And that's what I'm saying. Who is they going to really build around? Who is going to be that star? Who going to be that superstar? Who going to be the franchise player that you can put talent around, plug in pieces, and continue to win games? And that's something that they have to find in the next 2 seasons, because it's going to be hard to make the playoffs in the West because how difficult the West has gotten, especially with all the players from the East going to the West. And teams getting younger, and it's a lot of teams that's younger than them that has got better too, and they will continue to get better in the future as they start drafting and accumulating players. So the thing about the Kings is they have solid players. They have shooters, they have the big men, they have the guards. They have a lot of talent on this roster, and a lot of them is below 28 years old. Majority of them 19, 20, 25 years old. So they have the youth. They have a couple of veterans on the roster, like Temple, like Vince Carter, a guy that chose to go to a younger team than go to a championship contender. And they have Zach Randolph, a guy that went from the Grizzlies, grit and grind, and he can teach players like cauley-stein and Harry Giles how to post up, how to be professional, how to continue to get better on the offensive end. Because remember, these guys are better athletes than Zach Randolph, and Zach Randolph was able to have a long career as not as athletically gifted as a lot of these other players. So that pickup gonna help Papianis. That is gonna help Scott Labissiere. That's gonna help cauley-stein. You have a player that was a multiple-time All-Star and one of the best players in the league in Vince Carter. And he's 40 years old and still in the NBA. He can help the players like Justin Jackson, who was a little inconsistent in his college. He had a little spurts in summer league, and Buddy Hield, he can teach them how to dominate, what to look for, how to attack offense, how to play, and how to keep his confidence up, because sometimes Buddy Hield can be a little streaky. So they have the right veterans to teach these players that they're building with how to play and how to develop into what they want to be. They still haven't locked in Giles and De'Aaron Fox, but we know they're going to pay these players because they're worth the contracts they're in. And De'Aaron Fox is a guy that at first we was thinking, is he going to get enough minutes? Is he going to be able to play and start the whole season? And it looks like he's going to be the starting point guard for this roster, unless they just want George Hill to show him the way, or let George Hill start until they can bring in De'Aaron Fox when he's ready to start impacting wins. So they have the right veterans. They have the right youth. De'Aaron Fox is a guy with a lot of speed. He's athletic. He needs to work on his scoring a little bit more. His consistency with the jump shot, his playmaking ability is good, but it's not great. And that's going to be something that he's going to have to develop as he continues to play basketball, is how to keep his teammates involved while still looking for his shot and while still being effective and efficient and not turning all the ball over and making a lot of mistakes. Because a lot of point guards, when they come into the league, they have that problem, and when to score, when to pass, and how to stay at a good pace. And he's going to have to learn that. But luckily, he has George Hill, one of the athletic point guards in the league, and he was able to play in the playoffs with Indy, with Utah, and he played with the Spurs. So he's the right guy to teach him how to play, and he actually can shoot, especially the spot up shots, and hopefully that can rub off on De'Aaron Fox, because he's gonna have to knock down a lot of those pick and roll, stop and pop jumpers, and they're gonna go under the screen at the 3-point line, and he's gonna have to be able to knock down those spot up 3-point shots when coming off those screens. Cauley-Stein is a guy that I had a lot of love and respect for coming out of college. He's a guy that I will vouch for. He's 24 years old. He's a hard player. He plays with a lot of effort, a lot of energy. His passing has gotten better. His defense is solid, but it needs to continue to improve. He can be that anchor, which we all know, but At the same time, he still has to develop offensively so they can be a more versatile team. They added Bogdanovich for $9 million. That was a steal because he's a guy that can play a little bit of defense. He has the length. He has the size. He can play the 2 or the 3. He can knock down the spot up three-point shots. He can be a player off the bench, and he can be a guy that you can rely on if you have to start him. I like that pickup, and paying him $9 million is real low compared to what the other players are getting paid now. Remember, J.J. Redick got paid $23 million for 1 year, and he's only getting paid $9 million. He's 25, and he actually can shoot the 3 and play very good defense. I mean, solid defense. And then you have a guy like Harry that's coming off the injuries. You have a guy like Scow that's 21 years old that can post up, stretch out the floor just in case you want to play him at the 4. And he is 6'11", so he can play the 5. He's not as good. He's not a good defender at this point, but he still can post up. He still can stretch that floor. He can do the pick and pop. He can roll to the basket, layups and dunks. And that's a good problem to have multiple big guys that you can change in and out depending on the lineups. And at the same time, you have a guy that can play the 4 or the 5 and still be able to score the basketball either way in either position. He just has to work on his defense and his consistency because sometimes he can be a little streaky, and they still got Costa Kufis just in case one of them go down. They still have a young big man that they're paying on a decent contract that can be another big body. And that's really it. This team has a lot of youth. They have a lot of size. They have a lot of versatility with their lineups. But they have to develop. They have to learn how to win. They got to learn how to close out games. They have to learn how to be professional. They're going to have to learn how to be consistent. They're going to have to learn how to play together. They'll have to build that chemistry. And like I said, most of the players that's coming in are new or was playing in the D League, so they haven't really played in NBA games. They haven't really got scouted against by NBA teams, so they're going to have to go with the ups and downs because defenses and coaches going to continue to throw new stuff at them to see if they're going to be able to adapt, and that's going to show you how good these players want to be. Can they continue to adapt? Can they continue to evolve? Can they continue to get better and react to the defense and how it's changing while still being consistent, putting up numbers? And that's what you're going to have to look for in Fox and Giles and Justin Jackson. Can they make the proper adjustments to be a star in this league? Buddy Hield, he was a little hot and cold in New Orleans. He had a very last good couple months, and he's going to have to continue to be that player that he was in Oklahoma and in high school. And if he can shoot, he can score the basketball. He can average 20 points a game because he's on a bad team and he's going to get a lot of shots. He can put up the numbers. He can shoot that basketball, and he can get real hot. And he has improved on his finishing ability. He has improved on his handle. And I like the team. I like what they're doing. But like I said, the biggest problem is if they continue to suck, they're going to gather a lot of picks. And just like the Celtics, either you're going to have to trade them to get a star, or you're going to have to develop a star that you can get pieces to build around, or you're going to just have to lose like OKC as an example. You continue to gather and get good picks, but you can't afford to keep all these players like the centers and like the point guards and the guards that they have. Right now, they're on rookie contracts, but in the future, you're going to have to pay all these players. And the more you suck, the more you're going to have to draft more high picks, and then you're going to have to pay those players when it's time to pay them. So they're going to have to figure out what they're going to do. They're going to have to figure out their long-term goal, who they trying to keep, and that's going to be a process throughout the next couple of years. But they're going to have to figure it out fast because a lot of these rookies are going in their second and third years, and they're going to have to pay these guys. And then they're going to have to pay the people that's the year after. They're going to have to pay the people after that year. And then they're going to be like OKC, trading all their young talent away because they can't afford to pay them. And a lot of them players want to prove themselves, like Reggie, like Jeremy Lamb. They're going to want to prove themselves. They're going to want to start, and they're going to want to get more minutes, and they're going to want to get traded to teams that can allow them to do that because that's what's best for their brand and what's best for them. So once they figure that out, or figure who they want to build around, figure out what direction they're going to go, that's going to help them in the long run. I had this team finishing around 25 to 30 wins. If they can get to 30, they're going to be a bad team. But that's better for them because they get another high pick. But like I said, they're going to have to pay all these players in the future. So let me know what you guys think about the Sacramento Kings. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. The link will be in the comment section in the description. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. The link will be in the description in the comment section below. All you got to do is click the link and send you to my Facebook page. And all I'm doing is asking you guys to like, and if you like that, just show support, and that's all I'm asking for. Quinn Wade Basketball, not signing out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.